Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conscious Conversations. I'm your host, Katie Augustyn. So I'm the founder of the Transformation Center, which is based in Westport, Connecticut. You know, at the center, we have a lot of different classes and workshops. In fact, my guest today has done workshops there. Just pretty much everything that you would want in one place. We also have individual sessions that I do, which is some of it is coaching, transformation coaching. I also do shamanic healing sessions. And, you know, I really enjoy working with people to help them really tune into who they truly are and let go of who they're not. You know, it's like discovering, you know, what your passions are, what's holding you back. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we can work on. And I just love doing what I do. So we're going to put up the contact info for the Transformation Center. And it's, as I said, based in Westport, Connecticut. And we also do a lot on Zoom. Every month we have a shamanic healing clinic on Zoom where you can have a 30-minute session all to yourself with one practitioner. It's very private. And it's just like an introduction to shamanism. So check that out on the website. And, you know, reach out. We also do a 30-minute free consultation. Yeah, so I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, and I'm very excited that my guest tonight on Conscious Conversations is Carolin Kuhmann. Welcome to the show, Carolin.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Carolin's from Germany originally.
It's true.
Yeah, so I never really pronounce her name exactly the way it's done, but it's because she'll answer to anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But say it how you say it. Just
Carolin Kuhmann.
Carolin Kuhmann. Okay, that's pretty easy.
That's
Not hard.
That's how it works.
Okay, all right. So we're going to put up your slide
Okay.
so people can know how to contact you.
Yeah, perfect.
And I'm going to read a little bit about you so they can get to know you first.
Okay.
And, you know, Carolin is a meditation and heal your life teacher. And heal your life is a specific program that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's actually trademarked because there's a little trademark right here on the paper, so I can see that. So Carolin was inspired by her own meditation and healing journey, and that's how she came to combine the benefits of the Heal Your Life program and meditation into a powerful combination to transform yourself.
Yeah.
She helps you do that. Yeah. And I'm just going to read a little bit more because I love this. Her mission is to help others to let go. So we do have that in common.
We do. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. How interesting. And letting go of thought patterns and behaviors that do not serve us. Letting go of everything and connecting with the stillness within us. And once we let go, we can create from there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works. And then once we start to create, we're transforming ourselves.
Inevitably.
And we realize and come to trust our power and worth.
Yes.
Yeah, so
That's also a very important part of the Heal Your Life teachings. Yeah. The
Okay.
self-worth.
okay. Yeah.
Understanding your self-worth and realizing your self-worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, it's so interesting that I've met a lot of people, and I'm sure you have, that don't have that
Yeah.
belief in themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's a very common belief that we're not enough, that we're not deserving of what we really want, that we have to go after what maybe we were told that we want, but not going really after, well, what we think should be our lives. So it's a common belief.
Yeah. And
Yes.
so how do you think what does that stem from, do you think?
Well, it depends on our upbringing, to say that. I mean, a lot of our conditions and patterns or behaviors that we have come from our childhood.
Yeah. True.
That is a fact. So they come from our childhood, and that's where they are being developed, and then we just carry them with us. And then other life experiences may add to them, or maybe we are able to let them go along the way. So that's where it all comes from, and that's why awareness is so important. because it's a first step. Before we even can let go, we need to know what we need to let go or what we want to let go. So awareness is key. I say that a lot. Awareness is just key.
Yeah.
It is so key to everything.
Yes. I also, what I usually say is you start with awareness. It has to start with awareness. Without
Correct.
that, you can't really go any deeper.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be aware of what are my patterns? What are my behaviors? What do I want to change? What do I really want? So it's good to ask yourself those reflective questions to find out and to get to understand your patterns. We're often afraid to go there because we don't want to look inside. Life can be very distracting to keep us looking on the outside instead of looking on the inside. And that's why, for me, meditation is also so beneficial, because meditation helps us to let go of what's happening outside of us and really come to be with the stillness inside of us, with just coming to a different state of awareness through meditation.
Wow. So is that where you started yourself with the meditation practice?
I did start with the meditation practice. So for me personally, when I started meditation, I was going through a very rough time. So that was due to my parents just being in a, very mentally challenging state. So they both suffered from mental illnesses, depression, and it happened for a lot of different reasons, but I was very much caught up in all of that. So my emotions were all over the place. So once I started meditating, I gained back some clarity. That was one of the first things I noticed. So that brain fog that I was in, or not even sure, can I get up in the morning anymore, that just cleared through meditation. So I came back to myself. And of course that took time. So you start meditating on a regular basis. And I started with guided meditations, but it helped me to just connect and also become aware that my thoughts are just my thoughts. And I was able to just connect with my emotions. And it tremendously helped me to go inside and just discover something completely new.
Yeah. So did you discover that on your own? Did you have a mentor or teacher or?
So I really started doing guided meditations at that point in time, and I just followed whatever meditations resonated with me. So that's also an important point.
So online, you just searched?
I did online.
Searched.
I found meditations, I dove into different guided meditations, and I became so interested in that whole process and what meditation gave me that I wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn how to establish my own meditation practice, how can I dive deeper into it, and then also how can I teach it. And that's when I became certified as a meditation teacher, because I just wanted to learn more.
Yeah, and help other people too, right? Yeah.
And along that way, I really learned how to set up my own meditation practice.
Yeah.
How to because your meditation can have different parts in it. So, and you determine how you want to do this. I do mantra meditation. I meditate with my birth star mantra. I use different mantras, but then there are different parts, and you just establish that meditation practice for yourself, whatever is good for you.
Right.
And that's very beneficial.
It's very individual.
Yes.
So for people who may not have a meditation practice yet, where would you recommend starting like that with a guided visualization?
I can only recommend just checking out any guided meditation. Yeah, because you get a good feeling of what works for you, what resonates with you. You listen to something and you're like, wow, that's just great. That resonates with me. I can really get into that. And then just trying different types of meditation, like I said. Some guided meditations are mantra meditations. Some guided meditations are just mindfulness meditations. Whatever it is, just try different modalities.
Try different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it does take practice to have a practice,
Yes.
right?
It does. It's with everything else.
So how long, what do you estimate, over what period of time did it take you to establish your practice to where it was really beneficial for you?
For me, meditation became beneficial very quickly, but I did it on a regular basis. I did the 21-day meditation challenges that I found online, and I just meditated for 21 days, and they range from 5 to 10 minutes a day. Okay. But literally, just you can start with 2-3 minutes of waking up in the morning, best time to meditate, and then just focusing on your breath. So there are different guided meditations that help you focus on your breath. And do that for 2-3 minutes. Do it on a regular basis, and you'll feel the difference.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been helpful as well. Yeah, definitely. And I still love guided visualizations. I don't use them as often as I once did, but I think it's a good place to start because it can get you out of your head, like your thoughts. It kind of interrupts that little voice in our head that's always talking to us. You know that one?
Yeah, exactly that one. Yes. I know what you mean. That's why guided meditations are very beneficial, because someone is talking and you can follow that and you can focus on that. And if you find something that resonates with you, it puts you into that state of restful awareness. Yeah.
And it can also get you, I love the ones where, like the chakra rebalancing ones or chakra cleansing or anything like that, where you're just visualizing everything that they're talking about, and it's just so like it's just fulfilling. It's just and it gets you also, for me, I should say, it gets me in my heart, which is a really, really good place to be.
Yes. Well, that's where you want to go when you meditate. You want to go deep inside and really connect with yourself. Yeah, connect with yourself on a physical and on an emotional basis.
Yeah, well, that's beautiful. So that was the beginning.
Yeah, that was the beginning. For me, meditation was the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then how did you get into everything else that you're up to now?
So I did a lot of work on myself back then, because on the situation with my parents, it was just really devastating for me. For the whole family, of course. And so I did a lot of work on myself. It was just sometimes in life, I believe, when things happen that seem devastating or seem super challenging, it's a chance to dive in deeper into that pain that it caused, and to take that and see what you can do with that, what you discover once you look at it. Yeah. And that's what I did. I did have help with a therapist, but I also started just doing a lot of healing work on myself, a lot of inner child work, which is one of the parts of the Louise Hay teaching, inner child work, also positive affirmations, which are meant to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts about yourself, about how you see life, how you see yourself. A lot of that we're very critical of ourselves, very judgmental. Personally, for me, I had a lot of expectations of myself. So letting that go, or I took on a lot of responsibilities that I didn't need to bear, letting that go. There's so many little things. Once we start letting them go, it's just like one layer after the other, we just shed them and we just let them go.
So it gets easier the more you do it.
Yes.
It just starts to flow in a way that's helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. And that awareness piece is go back to that, because that's so important, because a lot of these thoughts and beliefs are unconscious.
Yes. Most of
them. Maybe all of them.
Most of them are unconscious. Yeah, they happen. And one of the points of the Heal Your Life philosophy is that our subconscious mind creates whatever it thinks to believe. So even though the thoughts are subconscious, we still create those patterns based on those subconscious thoughts. So once we bring those thoughts into our conscious awareness, we can look at them and say, well, do I really want to believe that?
Right.
Yes.
Right. It gives us, I think that, I don't know, maybe 100% of our limiting beliefs are erroneous.
Yes.
They're not true.
Yeah.
So we have that option, though. We can continue to believe it and
We can.
keep having it block us,
Yes.
or we can transform the beliefs,
Yeah.
right? So is that how it works?
Yes. That's how it worked for me. That's how I believe it works. So once you bring it up into your consciousness, into your awareness, and once you really see it and you're like, wow, I really thought I was responsible for taking care of my brother, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my beliefs. And then I'm like, And then something clicks, like, is it really my belief, or was that put upon me? And that's why I kept nurturing that belief. And then I have a choice. I have a choice to let that go, because no, I don't believe that anymore. And then I let it go.
Yeah.
And that happened with a lot of different things. And we have so many different areas of our lives. And in some areas, like whether that's a partnership or the job or other areas, our subconscious beliefs are more stopping us from doing what we want to do. And in others, we might be more confident and we have higher beliefs of ourselves. Mm-hmm. So it's just important to look at that.
Yeah, and then I love what you said about having a choice, because I think that's a really critical piece of it.
Yes.
And whatever we do, whether it's belief work or just our behavior, our reaction to something, we have a choice in how to react or not to react, or
we do.
And just to know that, and just to have that part of your just part of your everyday thinking, and you're, develop new habits, right?
Yeah, because often we believe it has to be that way. Life is not meant for us. We don't have a choice. Once we stop believing that we actually have a choice to make a change, then we will not be able to.
That limits us.
So that limits us per se to even look further into everything.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yes.
I hadn't really thought about it that way, but it's like, if we believe that things are happening to us, if that's just the way it is,
Yep. Then we're not able to create anything.
Stuck.
New. Then we're stuck. Yes.
Yeah, that's great that you're doing this work, and
yes.
I mean, I've experienced it firsthand, so I know how valuable it is, and how good it is to do it with Carolin, and so we're going to do some more work together.
Yes.
Yeah, and I also want to talk about, I don't know if the audience can tell that Carolin's actually expecting a baby.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You look so glowing.
Yeah.
So you have how many months left? 3 months left? Something like that?
Basically 3 months left, yeah. We're on the transition from second to third trimester now. I can feel that transition.
You're literally over one hump.
Or we're going back into being more fatigued again, but that's okay.
Well, I'm glad you were able to come today.
Yes.
So this is opening up something new in the work that you're doing, I understand.
That was an interesting experience for me. Or it has been. It's still ongoing, of course. A very interesting experience. Becoming pregnant, and then also experiencing the physical changes. Well, when you go through pregnancy, really you have the different stages, and you experience a lot of physical changes, and all of them are out of your control. There's not much you can do about them, yeah? And my meditation practice, so I have a regular meditation practice, and it was interesting how it connected me even deeper to my body. Because of course you kind of, in the beginning you want to fight that, like you get a little bit frustrated. Oh wow, now I'm nauseous again, or I'm too tired, and the meditation practice really helped me connect to my body, trust my body, and just keep coming back to asking my body what it needs. Does it need a nap? Okay, well, can I make this happen? Can I rest more? Can I be okay with not having the energy in the first trimester? Can I be fine with okay, now we're nauseous, now we're feeling the uncomfortableness in the whole body because everything is changing and growing. Can I just witness and accept? One of my favorite concepts when it comes to meditating, the witnessing and accepting of what's happening, of the things that you do not have control over. Okay. So meditation really connected me even more to my body during that time. And that's why just that whole experience, I want to share that, and I'm offering prenatal meditation sessions to help other women who go through pregnancy to have that mental support, to have that emotional support, to just look at that. Because checking in with yourself during that time, checking in with what's going on in your body, feeling that connection, trusting your body that the right things are happening.
Yes.
And just witnessing and accepting what is happening, and then just flowing with that and finding that relaxation and that peace, even though, yes, there are times where it just feels completely uncomfortable, but yeah, just having that.
Accepting it and going with it. Yeah.
Going with it.
Yeah, no, I think that's beautiful because, I mean, actually, you don't have a choice, like you said. You don't have a choice as to what's happening, but you do have a choice into how you look at it.
Yes.
And how you experience it.
Exactly. Because the last thing you want is when you're going through all of this to put additional stress on yourself and again, expect that you function as before.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
So there's a lot of pressure that we then put on ourselves.
Totally.
So letting that go.
Yes.
And meditation can really help with that.
And that in a way, that's a limiting belief, having the belief that you have to keep doing everything that you always did. Yeah.
But a lot of us tend to do that. I'm definitely one of those people who tend to do, oh, well, I should.
The
but
should.
the shoulds, we know, a good exercise. Write down your shoulds and transform them into, do I want to? What can I do?
Yes. That's one of the exercises. Yes. That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah. So pregnancy it's just an opportunity, I think, to it's an example of how you can look at things differently. How you can, like you said, tune into your body, trust your body. You know, our body is so intelligent.
Yes.
I mean, it could actually operate without us. I mean, it does. Yes. It does because it's unconscious.
Yes.
Know? Yeah, and just let it have what it needs.
And being grateful. Like.
Yeah.
How can I support my body? Instead of just blaming my body for not functioning.
And fighting against it.
Yeah. How can I support it? How can I help it? How can I tune into the messages it gives me?
Right. You know, I'm just wondering as we're talking, because you're in a, really good place where you have, I'm interpreting this, but I think you have some flexibility as to what you do when you do it.
Yes.
In terms of work.
Yes.
And other people may not have that flexibility.
Yes.
So is there anything that you could share regarding that for people?
So I think the way I see it is if you tune into your body and you find, okay, I need more rest, just finding a little bit of time where you can have a little bit more rest. And of course, if your schedule is not as flexible, then still giving you the credit of trying, finding maybe after work in the evening some time to rest. Really setting aside some time for just you, and like loading off some responsibility to other people.
Well,
that's really important. Just not trying to do it all by yourself.
Right. Even though we know we can.
Of course we could. We could do that all by ourselves. But the question is, do we really want?
Is it
not
necessary?
Really good. Do we want to?
Yeah.
No.
And asking for help.
Yes, asking for help. Like, I need some rest after work.
And just being upfront about it and not apologetic and just saying this is how it is.
Yeah.
Gosh, I remember way back when I was pregnant, that just came to me in a flash.
Okay.
I would ask my boss, like when he was out for lunch, if I could go in his office and take a nap on his couch. And I did.
Yes. But really finding ways and not being apologetic about it, just saying, hey, this is what I need.
Yeah.
Making yourself a priority, making your rest a priority.
Yeah. Well, that's great that you're going to be helping other expectant mothers. Is there a format for it? Is it just one-on-one, or is it a class? Or
so I do one-on-ones. I'm starting group sessions February 21st.
Okay.
But they're online.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they're via Zoom.
So they can just go to your website.
They can just go to my website
well,
and they find the sessions.
Why don't we put up your slide again?
Yeah,
and then
sure.
people can find your website. Is it Carolin?
It's healingwithcarolin.com, and I think I put the link up for the prenatal group sessions.
Okay, healingwithcarolin.com.
Yeah.
Then you can just go to the prenatal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something new that you're just
That is
starting.
something new, yes.
Yeah. Are you going to continue it after your baby's born?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I don't think the journey ends once he's there. So we're having a boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
I think it opened up a new experience for me, especially when it comes to my meditation practice, and I would like to share that.
Yeah, and maybe I'm just getting excited about this. It could right now it's prenatal. Is that what you
Yes,
call
right
it?
now it's prenatal,
And then maybe it could be
postpartum,
and
Yes.
maybe it's like new mothers and.
Well, I'm curious myself how postpartum meditation will work. It's like I said,
When the
because
baby's napping.
who knows? I don't know yet, but I know that I want to do it.
Uh-huh.
So for me, finding time to meditate,
It's a journey.
that's the best thing I can do to balance myself and to align myself.
Uh-huh.
And also, another thing that I experienced while going through this pregnancy so far is a lot of our patterns that we have and behaviors, they become more amplified during pregnancy. They just come out more. That's my personal experience.
Okay.
So it really helps to check in with yourself even more on a regular basis.
Ah.
Find that stillness, find that time to not be too overwhelmed by everything that needs to get done or is going on. Just finding
Yeah.
that time.
It can feel overwhelming.
It can feel very overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And just, acknowledge that, again, you can't do everything, and
Yep.
you have to kind of pick and choose. But just to stay grounded and stay centered, and that meditation really, really helps with that.
Yeah. Being grounded. Yes.
Yeah, well, wonderful. Well, I'm so happy you were able to come today and
Yeah,
share. We're
thank
gonna have to
you.
wrap up in a minute. Is
Okay.
there any last thing you want to say? We have about another minute or so.
No, I think we talked a lot about everything. But
Yeah.
So I really, like you said in the beginning, coming back to that, my mission is to help others to let go. And letting go through meditation, through the Heal Your Life teachings, of things. I believe we can let go of everything, of anything that we want to let go of, once we become aware of that.
Yeah, and then transform it.
Yes, because then we can create.
Yeah.
Once we're there, once we let go, we can create. And we can create only right here, right now. We cannot do it when we think too much of the past or when we plan too much ahead in the future. It has to be now. Yes.
Wow, that is so true. It's so simple yet profound. Really, yeah. Well, I think that's a really good note to end on.
Okay, perfect.
So thanks again for coming
Thanks,
today.
Katie.
Appreciate it. And thank you to our audience for being with us today. Hope you enjoyed talking to Carolin or hearing from Carolin as much as I did. See you the next time. And thank you to the Westport Library for hosting us. Namaste.